they just keep going with the flow. What's up guys, Vinny here with Sneaker Tweaker and welcome back to another video. Today we have our first impressions on the, I want to say Under Armour, but no, the Curry brand Curry Flow 11. Now this shoe, just like the 8, the 9, the 10, all of them use flow. You have a lot of their older models getting flow-troed, like the 4, the 2, 1, every single one of them. Their flow is an amazing traction system and I guess I would say foam, but it doesn't always provide the best impact protection, nor does it always do the best when it comes to like dusty courts. A lot of people have said that they slide around and that the impact protection isn't the best with flow just because there isn't really much compression, if any at all. It's essentially for the most part a dead cushion, but on a clean court, these things stop like nobody's business, where it's the kind of pop your hip out type of traction. Definitely is that. I've put these to a few tests, and we can dive into it now and see how they did on those tests and if the results are initially like the previous models. Now keep in mind, this is a first impressions, so whatever test I've done to these, it's just been more just one try initial wear and just see how they perform in certain aspects with that. It's not a full performance review. That will be coming in, I guess I would say, a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. As always though, let's start it off with the traction. The Curry Flow 11 features, again, the flow traction pattern. The pattern in itself looks just like the last model. Give me a moment, I think, just want to verify. The only difference is that in the forefoot area, it's kind of, I guess you can say, stretched out. The traction pattern, it seems to be a little stretched out. However, the pattern in itself as a whole is essentially the same. It's just kind of, I guess you would say, zoomed in this one. Now the traction on it, just from my initial wear, worked just as expected, worked like money. You could stop on a dime, stop too hard, you're gonna pop your hip out. This thing, literally the moment it smells the ground, it's going to just stop you. However, I will say that as opposed to the previous models, with this model in particular, I don't know why, and I don't know, maybe our courts, just because they just recently got redone and everything, even though they were a little dusty, it was able to bite it, and it was able to bite it well. The dust wasn't able to, I guess I would say, affect it. It bit through that as well, and it was just an amazing experience as far as traction. Durability is probably going to be, I mean, just like the last one, I'm just kind of speculating with this, and it's just over time it will wear down, but it'll wear down a lot less, or I guess a lot slower if you play indoors. Clearly it is a foam outsole, so squeak isn't there. So for those of you that like a squeaky traction pattern, this ain't gonna be it. But for one that performs well, this will be it. So overall, the traction from my initial experience, it seems like it's going to be slightly better than the previous models. Now again, if the courts are a lot dustier, that could be different, but just from my initial wear, that was the case. The cushion is flow again, and just like the last 3 models prior to this, it doesn't compress as much as the other, or I guess it doesn't compress as much as like some of my other favorite cushioning setups. It is kind of firm, not kind of, it is pretty firm. However, I have seen from other people that the cushion on this does have more compression than the other model, so maybe just over time, and by the time I've finished the performance review, it'll break down and it'll get more softer and more plush. So that will be something to definitely stay tuned in for. Court feel is going to be great as always. That's not going to be any sort of issue, but overall it is a more firm and responsive cushioning setup. As for the fit, these do fit true to size. They are, I guess I would say, a little snug. My experience wasn't that they were super snug, it was a little snug. So if you are a wide footer, I would say potentially look into trying these out before buying it. Always a good idea for anyone, but particularly if you're a wide footer, definitely try it on before you buy it. They are a little snug. Now as for the support and the materials, these do feature I guess their warp upper, just like the last few models. Now it is, I guess, kind of a mixture in this model in particular, because you do have overlays, fuse overlays going throughout the upper as well, just for more added reinforcement. And then you do have more TPU clips and whatnot, just to kind of help keep everything more stable and more sturdy. You do have a TPU clip on the lateral side by the heel with this, but the nice thing is they did put a more prominent TPU heel counter on the 11s as opposed to the 10s. The 10s, it was just on one side, it was on the lateral side. This covers the whole heel. Like I said, you do have those fuse overlays. It goes through the upper and then onto the medial side as well. And then just lockdown in general, it seems to work really well. I mean, my foot wasn't moving anywhere out of there. It was locked in. And on top of that, you do have a nice wide base in your forefoot. So as far as like tipping over or rolling your ankle, it's a lot less likely to happen with these because it is a wider base. Wider bases are one of those main things that are going to help with not rolling over your ankle and avoiding injuries like that. Now, I won't say that it'll never happen, but it'll definitely help against it. That and outriggers. Now, overall materials and support, they've been beefing it up every year that they've been doing this. The 9 was beefed up more than the 8, which the 8 was probably the least supportive one. It was essentially a fully knit upper. And then you had the 10, which was more beefed up than the 9, and then the 11, which is more beefed up than the 10. As for the weight on the Curry Flow 11, these do come in at 12 ounces even in a size 9, so I would say it's kind of on a slightly lighter side for a size 9. And if you're looking for potentially a little lighter shoe, these are definitely going to be. I mean, Curry shoes have always been essentially more low profile, especially from like the 4 and on. I feel like the 1, the 2, and the 3 were a little bit more bulkier, and then after the 4 and on, they kind of just got more and more minimalistic, I guess I would say. And for the price on the Curry 11s, these do retail in at $160, just like the previous model. So there hasn't been any sort of price adjustment there. The box that these come in is the same exact box that the 8s, the 9, yeah, I believe the 8s were in this box too. But all of the Flow models have come in the exact same or similar box. So you don't really get anything special out of the box. And I mean, it's simple, it's to the point, and I guess what more do you need? It's a box. Now, a lot of people also ask us where we get our basketball socks from. The answer is from Amazon. They come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as 1 pair of Nike Elite socks. The ones we have are these 2 muted colors, which the white one and the black one, and they are quarter length. So if you guys like quarter length, they have them available in that, but they also have them in the high top version. Like I said, they come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as the Nike Elites, and these are pretty much the same thing, but without the Nike branding. They're cushioned, they're ventilated, and they're amazing socks, and they last a long time. If you guys do want a pair, hit the link in our description down below and go grab yourselves a pack. Not a pair, grab yourselves a pack. Now, if you guys have already played in the Curry Flow 11s, let us know your experience down below. If there are any other shoes you guys would like us to review, again, comment down below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.